Welcome everyone to another episode of A Bright Side. Today we have returned to Cadgwith because it was really beautiful. We wanted to see it again. Shellbell has found a walk on iWalk Cornwall. 7 mile round trip. It's 7 miles, isn't it?
7 miles, yeah.
I think we can do it. So let's go check it out. What a beautiful blue sky. It's very calm at the moment. There is no wind. Should be a nice walk along the coast. There was a comment in our Cadgwith video when we were here doing our Pasty thing that you weren't too far away from the Devil's Frying Pan, so definitely want to check that out. So let's flip the camera around. Don't worry, I'm not going to film the entire 7 mile route because, you know, be a bit excessive, wouldn't it? Shelley likes thatched cottages,
I do.
thatched buildings.
One day when I'm a grown-up, I'm going to have one.
There's a lot of thatched cottages down there, that's for sure. So this is the footpath from the car park that leads down into the village of Cadgwith. Look at that. Just sitting there. It's a little bell up there, a little bit backlit there with the sun, but there we go, and it's open. Alright. Nice. We've just finished with that little footpath. The village of Cadgwith, you go down that way into the little bay, little harbour and whatnot, but your the iWalk
It says turn right onto the road and follow it around.
Gave you a little, it like buzzed, didn't it?
It did.
For the second instruction, so...
It's exciting, I've never used it before.
No, I was going to say, it's our first time using it.
I can see the little coastal path route.
Ah, excellent. How beautiful is that? And like I commented just after the intro, what a beautiful day as well. Look at the blue sky. This is going to be nice. Just made it up that little steep incline. Got to the top and look at this view. Absolutely stunning. And it was just down there where Shelley and I, well, I had the pasties. You had one of the pasties, didn't you?
Yes.
And I, we didn't declare which. And I faced off Anne's pasties and Gear Farm. Couldn't separate them. Both beautiful, 10 out of 10. If you want to see that video, I'll leave a link in the description. That has to be the smallest gate I have ever seen. Stand by it, Shellbell, just to put it into like perspective.
It's a pisky gate.
It is. That's the smallest gate ever. I can't make out what that hillside. I love it. Okay, we're on the right footpath because states there Devil's Frying Pan. Coastal path. This way. Right, the Devil's Frying Pan. Now, I've never seen this. Well, with my own eyes, I've never seen this. Obviously, it's taken care of by the National Trust there.
It's also got the Cornish name.
Is what?
It's also got a Cornish name of Hugger Didgry.
Hugger I think I just clashed with a tree. Hugger
Didgry.
Hugger Digi or Diggy. Digi.
Didgry.
Yeah. Yeah. One day I'll learn Cornish.
Not today.
Oh wow. Well, what I can see to my left is absolutely stunning. So ready for...
We're not going to show you.
But we're not going to show you. No, we are really ready for the big reveal. Here we go. Look at that down there. The Devil's Frying Pan. That is beautiful. Little bit backlit there with the sun, but I don't think it detracts from the natural beauty there. Let's have a look from this little vantage point. Little guardrail here that we can... Oh yeah, look at that. Beautiful. See, I don't know about you, Shellbell, but I could just sort of stand here and just look at that forever and a day.
So, one of the things about this iWalk app is it gives you little bits of information as you go.
Yeah.
And it's saying the origin of the name is said to be because in rough weather, the sea appears to be boiling.
Right.
And the rock in the middle resembles an egg frying in a pan.
Oh.
Hence the devil's frying pan.
Cool, I like stuff like that. You don't want to take a tumble down there. Although to be fair, all this like thicket and like briar would stop you, hopefully stop you from going over the edge, but really is lovely. We're heading in the direction of the Lizard Point, which is, I believe I'm right in saying, the UK's most southerly point. That way is into Cadgwith Cove, but we were just commenting upon the colour of the sea. I know it always helps when you have got a beautiful day, but
I don't know if it comes out as well as on the camera, but it's so green.
It is very green, yeah. Yeah. Not that it's windy, but the breeze, it's a little bit breezier here than it was when we first started, but
very exposed.
it is quite an exposed coast, yeah. I mean, there's nothing, oh look at all that mud. Oh dear. Oh well, that's why we got the walking boots on. The iWalk app described this route as moderate.
Yeah.
Which I think is fair enough. It's not
It's not an easy route.
No, it's not too extreme, but you'd have to be relatively fit to do it. It is quite it's quite rugged in parts, quite hilly, yeah. Got a very cool rock formation there. Just sitting there on the path. There's a little swamp, is it? I say, yeah, it's quite boggy. Has rained relatively. Oh, as in a real like bog. I thought you meant just like mud.
No, an actual swamp.
Yeah. Look at that. I won't go down there. I get reminded me of like the second film, you know, the Lord of the Rings, where they had to like go through the swamp, and they were being like tempted in by all the ghostly ghouls down there.
All the souls.
The souls, the lost souls down there. Yeah. Right, we've reached the next instruction point, and at this waymark, that way will take you back up to Cadgwith inland, but we are instructed to go this way, and this is towards Church Cove, isn't it?
Yeah, so there was a shorter route we could have done.
Yeah.
And that would have been probably the turn off.
Oh, right, and it wouldn't have taken us
this far.
as far, right, gotcha, yeah. Right there in the centre of frame you can see like the ruins of something. Interesting. See that little hole in the cliff? Or it certainly looks like a hole from this angle. I'm getting kind of hungry.
Okay.
So this route takes us very close by like the village of the Lizard, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
What pasty shop is there?
There may be an Anne's pasty there.
Do you reckon that we should just go off the...
Detour slightly.
Just detour slightly and pick up an Anne's pasty?
I think that the walk is probably worth the calories.
Okay, we're not there yet, but there, centre of frame, the old lifeboat station at the Lizard. Because it'll take, yeah, it takes us to the Lizard Point, doesn't it? And then inland a little bit then to the village of the Lizard, and then obviously then through like more of the inland. Can't really see the, oh, you can see it a little bit down there, you can see the water, definitely hear it. My goodness. Right, just come across the bulk
Beacon.
Beacon, I had to think then. Thank you,
Daytime
Shelba.
navigation aid, or
Yeah.
a day mark.
A day mark.
To assist ships in avoiding the Rogue Rock.
Yeah, so we can't see the Rogue Rock. We think we're pronouncing that correctly. It's basically Rogue with a V on the front, so I can only imagine it would be Vrogue. But it's apparently, I don't exactly know where, 800 metres that way, give or take 1,000 yards for imperial measures. Out there, but it's a non-lighted beacon. It's not anything that would trigger anything at night, because it's not lit. It is just a very brightly painted, well, I suppose, ship signpost to say avoid the Vrogue Rock. Interesting. Yeah. Like I said, I think I'm pronouncing that right. Vrogue. I can't think of any other way to say it. Right, just came across this sign, Church Cove, again owned by the National Trust, looked after by the National Trust. It's a purchase there with the aid of funds donated by the Caravan Club, 1976. So our route is that way,
Yeah.
but this is just a little minor detour, just to have a look down there at Church Cove. Yeah, look at that, loving that little waterfall down there, a little bit shadowed out there, but you can see it there. Yeah, States Church Cove. Very, very beautiful. And by the way, there's a sheep. According to the app, our next port of call is the old lifeboat station at the Lizard. And there it is. I say old, is it? This isn't the one we went to before, is it? This is the new one, isn't it?
So there has been a lifeboat station here-ish.
Hang on a minute, what do you say?
There's been a lifeboat at Lizard since 1859.
Yeah.
But it was originally launched from Popier.
That's right, yeah. Yeah, so this isn't the old one, this is the current one. You'd have to hold on to your hats and glasses going down there. Look at that. Amazing. And there's the flag for the RNLI. Alright. Where's Shelba? There she is. Just looking back at the coast we've just walked along. There's the lifeboat station down there. So yeah, I misspoke earlier. It's not the old lifeboat station, it's the current one. Some very vocal seagulls down there. So we've got the coast watch here at Bass Point, and what caught my eye, however, was this gate wall. And I thought, here, what's that? I looked on this side, big white stripe in like pinky, you know, on like a pinky white background. So obviously a navigational marker there for ships. Interesting. Bass Point, National Coast Watch. States there, Lloyd's Signal Station. Yeah, Lizard Point is notorious for shipwrecks. Probably more so in the past, but definitely treacherous seas and coast. But then all of Cornwall's coast is treacherous for ships, which is why we have so many sort of lookouts and stuff. It's the lighthouse at Lizard Point, way over there. Probably looks farther than what it is, but it'll still be a little bit of a stank to get there. There we go, the National Trust there, the Lizard Wireless Station. No public entry, that's fine, we're not planning to go in there anyway. But, the little plaque, that's Marconi, because of course he was the pioneer for like all the transmissions around the world. Went to the Porthcurno Museum a couple of months back, which was interesting, about all the communications, all the cables that were laid out in the sea and came ashore at Porthcurno. Maybe we'll put a link again in the description. I think there's going to be some links. There's going to be a few links in the description of this video. But that museum was very interesting. Someone down there just on the rock, just taking in the sights. Beautiful, look at the colour of that sea. Again, I don't know if it really translates onto camera, but that really is beautiful down there. Lizard. There was a sign maybe about a quarter of a mile ago that said it was about a mile and a quarter over to the Lizard Point, so about another mile and we should be done with the coastal element of this walk, and then we head inland and do our loop back to Cadgwith, where our car is waiting for us. Now that is a house with a view. I assume it's a residential property. It doesn't state anything otherwise. It might be I don't know, maybe a hotel or something. Nah, I think that's a home. I'm not sure. Lovely hotel there, the Southerly Bay Hotel. Looking right down there, so I assume then that's Southerly Bay. Little fast flowing stream there, which will take you down to that cove. There's a little stone built bridge with shell bells just going over. So the next waypoint now is the Lizard Point. Whew, so that's looking down on Southerly Bay from the other side now. The hotel's up there. We've just stanked all the way up. That was quite vertical. Well, not vertical, but there was lots of steps. I'm out of breath now. My goodness. Pan the camera back round just for another sweep down there. Look at that. There we go. Lizard Point is half a mile from here, as states there, and right up there is the lighthouse. Very cool. Right, let's catch up with Shellbell. And we're just about there. Almost there. There we have it, we made it. Lizard Point. Here we go. I'm not going to step out all the way over there, but relatively speaking, this is the most southerly point in the entire UK. Pretty cool. Right, shall we now
head on up?
Yeah, so the route now takes us up that hill, past that cafe. There's another cafe up there on the left, if I remember rightly. Yep, I can see it there. Like if you want
to the National Trust car park.
Basically, yeah, I was going to say there is a National Trust car park up here. So if you guys just literally come to the Lizard, and you're not doing like the coastal walk as such, there is a car park up there. There's, I believe, there's bathroom facilities up there.
We'll find out. We've got
well, yeah, I think there is. Yeah, we'll find out. So yeah, let's carry on, because I want to get into Lizard sort of village and get a pasty before they sell out. That's right. I'll be gutting. And looking down, time stamp there states 1914. That's the old lifeboat house here at the Lizard. See the new one now we pass by around that way. So I assume that's the coastal element of our walk done.
Yeah, I think the next bit's towards the Lizard village.
Yeah, there's a car coming. Let's get in or else we could die. Right, we've come off that little lane. We just walked up that lane from Lizard Point, and there it says the footpath to the village, and there are some bathrooms over here, 100 metres that way, 100 yards roughly. Which way, where does the app say?
Follow the sign to the toilet.
Right, okay, so we are heading to the village, but it's taken us this way. Maybe we just like glance the village and we'll have to just detour and get our hands pasty. Hello cow, or cows plural. Which, out of interest, if you're from this area, do you tend to go with an Anne's pasty or a Gear farm? Because I really couldn't decide between the two of them. Oh, okay, you're walking off from me. Right, that's fine. Okay, maybe you don't eat pasties. What about you? Are you Gear Farm or Anne's Pasty? Right, we're well and truly in the fields now. You can still see the sea out there. But we are following the instructions. I think a lot of these farms have like a permissive right of way, don't they?
Yeah.
Hello, sheep. I came across some cows over there which didn't give the best of information. You, when it comes to pasties, Gear Farm or Anne's Pasties? So we've just passed through the farm fields that way. A couple of residential homes here. There's a chapel there that states it's open. A little bit looks like a farm sort of area in there. Now the route for the iWalk wants us to turn right at this junction, but we're going to turn left because we think if we're right, that's where Anne's Pasties are. And just like that, we made it.
We made it.
So we're only a few hundred yards off the route, but worth it for a pasty. So let's get our Anne's Pasty and then carry on the route and then find somewhere to consume it. Right, how's your Anne's Pasty?
Lush.
Is it alright? Cool. So, pre-prepared our little camping mugs. Got a hot chocolate. We decided we were going to walk on, but we've decided just to stop a minute in like the village
Lizard
itself.
Square, triangle.
Whatever you would call this. Village square. That'll do. So we're just going to eat our pasties, just rest the legs for 10 minutes, and then we'll carry on. Good. I've said before, I always eat. I eat it right-handed, but I always have to crimp on the left side. I don't know. That is one lovely pasty. So, what's your first impressions on the app?
I really like it.
Mm.
It's fairly idiot-proof, and I say that as someone who is completely directionally challenged. It gives you very simple, easily understood instructions, and as frequently as you need to change, it will give you a new set of instructions.
Yeah, like I said, it buzzes if you go off route, so if you make a mistake and go in the wrong way, it'll tell you. So that cost, that's £2.99. So the app is free. You can put the app on your phone, and then you like buy all the individual routes if you're unfamiliar with iWalk. And it's like £2.99 a walk. So we've never used it before, but
And
actually,
they're circular.
Yeah. Are they all circular or?
I think so. So they tend to start you off in a car park, and then you've got a nice circular route, and you finish there.
Yeah, definitely use the app again because we do want to do some more, like not just coastal walks. We do want to do some just walks generally around. And certainly, I'm getting to the meat. That's lush. I enjoyed that pasty.
Yes, me too.
That was much needed. I was getting quite hungry actually, and actually I was worried that we were going to be a little bit too far away to make that detour, but I'm very glad we made that detour because
It was only 5 minutes.
It was literally 5 minutes, so that was necessary. Right, so the app is telling us now to turn down toward Church Cove, quarter of a mile that way. I stand in stone there. You can just about make out a cross in it. So right, let's. Oh, and for a bit of wayfinding, Helston is 10 miles in that direction. Right, so Shellbell's down there. So let's head down this way. Beautiful thatched cottage. Lots of thatched cottages around here. The next instruction, however, says to go through the church gates and through the churchyard. One nice thing about this app also, it gives you some information, doesn't it? Yeah. Is there any info on this church?
The church was founded in the late 6th or early 7th century.
Oh wow.
And is dedicated to Saint Wynwallow, the son of a Cornish prince who was an abbot in Brittany.
Gosh, hang on a minute, so 7th, 6th or 7th centuries? Crikey!
The current building dates from the 12th century, which...
right, so there's been a place. So there's been a place of worship here since the 6th century.
But this current building
is 12th.
dates back to the 12th century.
So it's 1100s. Blooming heck.
The Norman doorway remains. Can you see, if you look at it, it's almost like a bit turreted.
Yes.
That would be the original.
Right there in
the 12th century.
Yeah, because sometimes the what's that bit called? What's that?
Tower?
The tower bit. They were quite often added on later, weren't they? Because actually, there is a difference actually in the build, isn't it?
Yeah.
You can
so
see.
You can see that that's the old.
You can
bit.
see that rock work is different to that, or stonework rather. Wow, so there we have it. We say Norman.
Yeah.
That's amazing. It's been here like 1,000 years. It's insane, isn't it? Just around the other side of the church. Little stained glass window there. There's a door open, a little coffee pot in there. Someone's having a beverage by the look of it. Alright, so following the footpath on.
Through the bushes and down the steps.
Through what? Through the bushes and down the steps. Alright.
Left.
They're left, so not immediately left through that gate, but where it forks here.
Continue through the bushes, down the steps, turn left to join the track and follow this until it ends at a waymarked stile next to the gate.
Right, okay, let's go. Beautiful view there of the coast just from this field, and a fun little fact is that it is actually taking us very close to the coastal path, because right there in the centre of frame is that daytime marker that we focused earlier on. We focused on earlier on. It's a bit of a, you know what I mean, for something, you know, for the ships. There it is. So that's quite interesting. So it has. So although this is the inland walk back, it is actually very, very close to the coast. Now the only concern that we have is that Shelley's iPhone is now down to about 5% battery, and we're obviously using the app on her phone. Now I don't think it's going to be too bad. We ultimately follow the footpath to Cadgwith, but if there's any little sort of deviations that need to be made, we might go the wrong way. Now I have actually got the app on my phone, so when the inevitable happens and Shellbell runs out of battery, or her phone runs out of battery, not her herself, but when that does happen, we'll see if we can log her into my iWalk app, which seems to make sense. I would imagine that would be the case, because if you buy a product on an app and you then change phones, you would put the app back on and log in. So I assume. So I think we'll be fine. Across this little stream. Could wash my shoes off at the same time. It says there, states public footpath, but which way we're going? Left. Is that what the app is saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's definitely, obviously the inland walk is definitely more from a, you know, like farm fields and stuff like that. It's less arduous, for sure. It's definitely less arduous because you're on sort of, relatively speaking, flat ground, grass, you know, as opposed to the sort of quite severe inclines and declines that are along the path, you know, the coastal path. So let's get through this mud without, there we go. I missed it on camera, but Shellbell went, you were like ankle deep then, when you look at your shoes. I can't quite see from here because I'm just thinking myself how best to get through, because oh well, I suppose we're just gonna have to go for it. But this is quite intense mud, isn't it? Yeah. Oh! Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, that's deep.
That's what you get for washing your feet.
Oh, I know, I did wash them in that river. Oh, look at this. This is not good. What is it? No! Whoa! What's it like in the middle?
That first bit's scrunchy, but then...
It looks... Hang on, my foot is actually stuck. Okay, so we've just finished up that extremely boggy track. And the instructions said to carry on a little bit farther past this house, and then we take a right. Yeah, not past the house in that direction. Shelbell's just reread the instructions. Past that house in this direction, and there's some more bog there. Oh man. I think this is quite a unique footpath because we are literally walking on a wall. So obviously, you know, big drop down there to that field, big drop down there to that field. I don't know if I've ever walked on a public footpath that's like on a wall. Shelley's phone has now died from a battery point of view. So the instructions said come through this gate and bear left. Now does that mean like bear left as in turn left? Because that wouldn't be right, would it? Not through there. This looks more logical. This is, you know, Shelbell, this is where it's going to go terribly wrong. You know, this is going to become, you know, like later on, like midnight tonight, this is going to be a Blair Witch thing. Right, Shelbell has now commandeered my phone, because actually bear left, this actually does make sense, doesn't it? Because naturally, Cadgwith is that way, but I think what it's asking us to do, looking at the map, which is like the free map, because you can get like the paid version which actually takes you through the route, or just literally the map. It looks like you go this way, and then at some point there'll be a right turn off which will take us in the direction of some sort of church, and then that will...
And then we'll head towards St. Ruin.
Right.
So we're heading towards a little church and then towards St. Ruin.
Yeah, because there's... So right there in the centre of frame says Gorvis. Now we've just passed the Gorvis bungalow. So we are walking there.
And if you look... Oh, you can't really see it, but there's a little cross there which is a church.
Yeah.
So
we're thinking...
Up here and towards a church.
This is right, and there's a vehicle coming. Move, move, move! So we've seen the church off to our right now, beyond that hedge line, and we're just now looking for an access to turn right up this road. I assume it's there. That'll be about the right distance looking at the map, I would say, through here. Because there's the church. That would be my guess. So what we're hoping for is an access point through this fence line somewhere. Can't see anything there immediately. I suppose if we can't find one, we'll just track along that hedge line. Obviously there's the church, and we can't find any information about this church because we've now gone offline with the app.
But I'm guessing it's St. Ruin's Church.
St. Ruin's, right, okay.
But because St. Ruin's well is around here as well, and we are...
Oh, like a holy well?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
cool.
we are in the region of St. Ruin.
Yes, and again you can see the difference, can't you? With the tower, with the stonework of the tower and the main body of the church. So my impression is, or my understanding is, that this bit then would be older, and that would have been added on, sort of...
12th century-ish, based on the other church.
Yeah, well the original part would maybe be 12th century, that would have been added on, I don't know, you know, but maybe if we can find some info, like right with my fingers, I'll like put a date, and that'll let you know when
I get my phone back on charge.
We'll see if we can do that. If not, you've just randomly got my finger waving across the... Okay, we've gone a little bit off-piste here a little bit. But, oh my goodness, but we're at that church. Alright, so what we ended up doing, snuck over a overgrown fence. I think if we had just carried on a little bit farther down that road, it would have joined up with this. Because here then, you've got your little style thing over the hedge, stone hedge, a wall, into the second of the two churches. Okay, another nice old church there. Again, yeah, like I pointed out, you can see the difference in the stonework there and there, so definitely an add-on over the centuries.
Yeah, the parish of St. Ruin.
St. Ruin? Oh, St. Ruin. Is it Ruin Minor or?
St. Ruin.
St. Ruin, okay. Alright, we're not going to go in, but it does say the church is open.
Okay.
There's a gate there, yep, so we walk through. So we're thinking we're on the right track.
In that way.
Yeah, it's going to be the other side of the church here, again, a little bit backlit with the sun. Oh, yeah. Yeah, so I'm presuming up there.
That way.
Who needs the app? We can navigate without that, can't we? You're doing a good job. Because you've got my phone a minute, because you've been... Yeah, you've been following the map all the way, so we thought, well, you may as well just have my phone now.
And people who know me,
yeah,
and who have seen my map and nav skills in action, will be very impressed that you've let me do this.
Do you remember in Jurassic Park, the Jeff Goldblum line? That's one big pile of... So it said something about a main road now, isn't it? So we're on that.
Oh,
kind of.
I'm guessing we're kind of here.
Yeah.
And then we're going to want to go left, although you could just follow the road round.
Yeah. Okay, well let's let's get back to the car. Fishing boat there, obviously being hauled up to join his buddies. Just like that, we have returned to Cadgwith. That was a successful walk. We didn't get muddled hardly at all. There was a little bit again where your phone died, and we were like, but we figured it out. We got the free to use map, and it all worked out splendidly well.
Yeah, but that wasn't a fault of iMaps. That was the fault of my phone running out of battery.
Yeah, and I would definitely use the iWalk thing again for sure. So yeah, here we are. We're going to end the video in beautiful Cadgwith. Fishing boat there, the orange one. It's just come ashore, just been hauled up ashore. So, do hope you enjoyed that episode. As always, thank you for watching. Don't forget to do all the usual YouTube stuff. Like, subscribe, smash the bell. We are on social media.
Facebook, Twitter, Instagram and TikTok at Bryside.
So check us out there. So from us to you, cheers and gone.